Do 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 do. Mana mana. Do 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 do. Oh, right, I need chat plugged in. Ah, Zach, you were such a mess today. Yeah, we're gonna leave that paused for a moment. Because as soon as we open the game... Why is chat all weird on Streamlabs? That's weird. I think, there we go, I guess. I think the game's resolution kind of messed with it earlier. That's fine. I only need chat on my phone. My cat is having a rough time, as she tends to. Chat, chat, chat. There he is. Hello, Shadowfist channel. How you doing? There we go. Chat is locked and loaded. You'll love to see it. And game is doing its thing. We can widen the chat box just a little. And I'm just going to close that again really quick. Reopen it. There. Now we have it fully loaded for when we are ready to start, and we will be starting in just a few minutes. Just going to take this opportunity to have a quick puff or two, and then we will get into things. I'm really excited about this. I hope you all watching at home are as well. This is one of my favorite...
Happy birthday!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Thanks!
Taking your treat. Love you, bye.
That was my mom scaring the shit out of me. Yeah, one of my favorite horror series. Really little people know about it. Like, most times if I bring it up, people are like, the what series? But it's the Chzo Mythos, or the Chzo. I think that's how it's pronounced. Anyways, yes, as was alluded to a moment ago, today is my 28th birthday, as well as being All Hallows Eve, the spookiest day of the year, so therefore my favorite day of the year. Personal bias aside, of course. Two more and I'll be 30. That's a mildly sobering thought. But alright, let's at least get to the main menu so we have music. As soon as I pop over... Oh, wait, I'm sorry, hold on, one more thing. As soon as I pop over, the intro will start playing again. We'll get to the main menu where I have to, like, turn dev commentary on. But, yeah, the intro loads the second you boot up the game, which is why I currently have it paused. Just getting a background process. Oh, I need to insert my internet cord, too. It gets unplugged whenever I have to move my laptop, and I forget to plug it back in when I bring it back. But that is how we beat Lord Bufferwheel, so we definitely want it. There, I got the soda dungeon running. You're gonna hear a beep-a-doo-boop. There we go. And that has my dropped frame counter frozen on 13 dropped frames for this stream. I think that's sufficiently spooky. Hear that, Streamlabs? You're not allowed to drop a single other frame for the rest of the stream so that we can stay at 13 dropped frames, which is too spooky. Although, of course, we will be ending the stream each time we complete a game just so easier transfer to the archive channel later. And so I can, like, switch the title and shit. But, alright, without further ado, well, maybe some do, we're going to jump back to the game here so the intro will start playing. I don't have a name. I used to have one, and a lot of people would like to know what it is. Some call me Trilby, and as a name, it suffices. I've been called many things. A burglar, a hoodlum, a criminal. I prefer to think of myself as a gentleman thief. And tonight, I've something potentially very rewarding in store. My fence phones me in the middle of the night and asks if I know about Defoe Manor. Willem Dafoe? Apparently, the last of the Defoe line has obligingly died without heirs, leaving all the family valuables up for grabs. The lawyers have got the place locked up tight, of course, but that's never stopped me before. And the place is, of course, deserted. Oh, the music in this series is actually, like, genuinely really good. Yes, this should be a painless and rewarding evening's entertainment. Yeah, okay, bud. God, the music in this is good. Listen to that. Oh, we did jump past 13 drop frames. We're now at 24. How rude. Alright. Cursor's showing up okay. You bet it is. Is everything lined up good? Yep, I'd say so. Alright. We're going to change that developer commentary to be on. Please. Thank you. And let's start. I do also have a walkthrough in case we get stuck so that, you know, like with FNAF, so that we don't take forever. Ahoy there, this is Captain Yahtzee setting sail on the good ship Author Commentary. Welcome to the special edition of 5 Days a Stranger. I'll be interrupting the action every now and again to make these little asides. If you've never played through the game before, it would probably be best to turn these comments off in case I let slip a spoiler or two. No! Because we're not playing through it twice. And he actually has some really interesting shit to turn on, or to mention. You can turn the commentary on and off at any point in the game by pressing F10. Got that? Good. Let's get on with the show. And I think I can click through dialogue. Dude's got a fucking grappling hook. How is that not badass? Oh, sorry, a grappling umbrella. And the gentleman thief makes his entrance. Ah, Trilby. Trilby. A lot of people have mailed to tell me they like this character, and I find that really gratifying. Trilby is one of my favorite characters to use, and he was in a few personal projects before I cast him in 5 days. As a personality, he's a lot of fun to write about, being both very cunning and highly eccentric. Basically, he's a 20-something young man prone to strange fantasies who one day chose to reject conventional society as a reaction to a string of misfortunes at university. Ugh. Feel ya, bro. He's a brilliant thief, locksmith, and mechanic, and maintains a very high personal moral code. He will never steal what he feels the owner needs, and killing is absolutely unthinkable. He wears a full face mask and deliberately does nothing to discourage speculation on his identity, because he fears being identified more than he fears death. Interesting. So now we're in the game. Yeah, a lot of ambience. I think the interface is what most people complained about, and I'm inclined to agree. It's clunky and inconvenient. It underwent a major overhaul for 7 Days a Skeptic, and I have to think that was a vast improvement. Alright, so right-click is kind of our, like, everything right now. And I see what he means. You right-click to select what you're selecting so you can select the thing. It's an empty glass-fronted cabinet. The kind of books the middle class keep around themselves in order to appear learned. That's the window through which I entered this place. A rather dreadful portrait of a woman, early Victorian style, and I notice a wedding band on her finger. This must be the wife of the mansion's first owner. The reason I'm clicking on things multiple times is because dialogue can and will change. An executive chair, upholstered in black leather. Doesn't look like a Victorian fixture. Must be an addition made by the most recent tenant. An Armstrong 14 steel safe. I can crack these in my sleep. Okay. Bachelor of Law awarded to Clarence Defoe by the University of Warwick. Clarence Defoe was the last owner of the house who recently died, and I think I have just lost whatever sympathy I had for him. Oh dear. Same ones? Yeah. It's a door. Oh yeah, the ambience is slightly weird, slightly spooky, kind of both at the same time. It's a door. It's another door. It's what we in the trade call a door. It's a large rectangular piece of wood used to fill large ungainly holes in walls. It's a door. What more is there to say? As you have probably already figured out, this is a door. My keen senses tell me that this is a door. Is this a door I see before me? The door dialogue is a long-standing tradition. It's larger than a window and smaller than a garage, or I guess as Yahtzee would say, garage. So I guess it's a door. I think, of all the doors I've seen here, this is by far the best. Oh, I take it back. This is the best door in the whole house. All doors share the same descriptions, if you couldn't tell. I used to go out with a girl who had a door just like that. Have I already told you about that girl who had a door just like that? Her name was Patricia. She had eyes like sapphires, hair like a fountain of night, and the most incredible pair of earrings I had ever seen. Anyway, she left me for the lead singer of The Doors, which explains why this door reminds me of her, I suppose. Oh hey, Jim Morrison's a girl thief. Good to know. Sorry, I have a tendency to ramble when players won't stop looking at the bloody doors. It's a door. And I think it restarts now? No, now we're just locked on and it's a door. There'll be more interesting stuff later, but we won't deal with that for right now. Alright. We've looked at everything in this room. Can we talk to everything in this room? It won't answer me. Yeah, no. Not as funny at talking stuff, but we can use a lot, which is also how we take. No interest in these books. Can see that it's empty. Crack that safe, homie. Damn, empty. Oh, shit, I skipped a line. I feel I should make a brief comment about Trilby's character design, specifically his hat. Ever since I acquired a Trilby hat in real life, I've been ashamed of the one I depicted here. Just look at that stupid thing. Looks like he's wearing a plate of gray pudding on his head. I don't know, I think it looks nice. So the safe was empty. What about the desk? Drawers are all empty or full of meaningless paperwork. I might be worth a bit of pocket change, but I doubt I could get it down to my car. That was the chair and the painting. It's too bulky to carry around. It's also unsigned and therefore valueless. Bro. Like, check behind it. There could be a safe. Alright, let's leave this room. I'd prefer to leave the same way I came in. You're just gonna leave after checking one room? My guy. It won't open. It must have been jarred shut somehow. Well, I guess I'll have to take the old-fashioned way out. That's never a good sign. Since the door has just been unlocked, I should point out that the little pseudo-Easter egg that pertains to all the doors in the house. Try looking at the door multiple times. I included this as a joke, referring to my once-mentioned hatred for look-at messages in adventure games that tell you precisely dick. Similar egg arises in the Trials of Odysseus Kent if you continually look at the 4 nondescript doors in the apartment block. I like those kind of Easter eggs, they amuse me. What? Oh, no! No! Stay away from me! Stay away! In case it isn't clear, AJ, this jumpy fella, has been researching the haunting of Defoe Manor, and as such, probably knows about the Welder. Ooh, who's the Welder? When he sees Trilby masked, his first thought is that he is the Welder, or at least some other aspect of the haunting. With me on this? Great. And now AJ will run like a girl. Oh dear, oh dear. Sorry, I really don't like how that running animation turned out. Walking I'm fine with, but running does my head in. Trilby will now demonstrate some better animation. Lol. What's got into him? And the mask comes off. I keep forgetting I'm wearing this thing. But who the hell was that guy? I was under the impression this house was empty. Removing his mask was probably a bit out of character for Trilbs, but he had to do it at some point, and this seemed as good as any. Incidentally, the character of AJ also appears in my lesser-known game script, No Experience Necessary, available to read on my website, although his personality is noticeably different. My original plan was 5 days, was to bring together a load of my old characters and set their personalities against each other, as I had been reading a lot of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen comics at the time and was a little obsessed with the concept of crossovers. I'll explain who all the other characters were in my original vision as and when we come across them. By the way, I will say, if you guys find the dev commentary annoying, I can turn it off at any time. I just personally get tickled finding out little stuff like that, you know what I mean? As he said, though, he can get a little spoilery, like you're all probably going, who the hell is the welder? You'll see soon enough. Alright, that door is locked. Locked. Oh boy, a bunch of locked doors. Comparisons have been made between 5 Days in Clock Tower, an old SNES game, which some say was the very first survival horror. We tried to play that on the channel once. Admittedly, CT was one of my influences, albeit not a major one. The biggest justification for comparison is the use of a bathroom shower curtain for horror purposes. I wonder what he could be talking about. There's nothing here. How anticlimactic. This was meant to be as a tenuous reference to the aforementioned clock tower, as well as foreshadowing the second nightmare. I don't think there's much underneath. When I need it, I'll let you know. Is that a bidet? That is a bidet. Sink. I'm not the sort of cat burglar who leaves the taps running out of sheer malevolence. I think that's a reference to Home Alone. Jammed shut. It's a shower curtain, or rather a bath curtain. The bath is very clean and white, probably recently used. An immaculate porcelain lavatory. I hate bidets, they're so decadent. It's a sink. Beyond that, there's not much I can say about it. A very understated mirror. Ordinary bathroom rug, and the windows are super dirty. Alright, well, let's head downstairs then. Shall we? I wanted to make a big grand entrance hall for this room, but when I had to cut a lot of corners when making the background graphics, all of the rooms are based on the same graphic template. Consequently, the interior of Defoe Manor is quite clearly nothing near as big as the exterior. It seems more like a slightly larger than average detached suburban house. Maybe it's a reversed TARDIS effect caused by the ghost. Ooh, spooky! Ooh, a telephone. Line's dead. Somehow, I was expecting that. Looks like an edition of the local rag. Oh, a newspaper. We'll have to grab that too. Ordinary telephone. Perhaps this could be my ticket out of here. I'd say these must be the main entrance doors. Hopefully they won't object to acting as an exit too. It's a door. Give me that newspaper, bitch. Should always keep abreast of day-to-day events. Oh good, we actually did take it. No latch, no chain, no deadbolt. Doesn't even have a keyhole. So why won't the bloody thing open? This is becoming very tiresome. And how do I access my inventory? Oh, right. It's a copy of the local paper dated last Friday. Heir to Defoe estate found dead. Sir Clarence Defoe, last of the long-running Defoe line, was found dead yesterday in his home. Defoe, 24, was found hanging from a tree in the front yard of Defoe Manor. His recent bride, Julia Swanson Defoe, was also found dead in the mansion, apparently stabbed to death. Inspector Jacob Barnes, the officer in charge of the investigation, has closed the case. There's no mystery here, he said. Defoe killed his wife and then himself. We have already disproved the possibility of a third party. Sir Clarence's solicitor, Michael Chesham, however, has gone on record questioning the inspector's judgment. The last I saw Sir Clarence, he was infinitely content. He would never have committed such an act. Plus, there was no suicide note. Interesting. I'm not sure if anyone picked up on this, but the painting in this room, like the one in the dining hall, is subject to change. Sometimes when you enter the room, it's just an empty landscape. Sometimes a dark figure is visible in the distance. Make sure you keep an eye out for that. I know some pretty unscrupulous art dealers, but I doubt even they desire this. It's just ornamental. The drawers and cabinets are all empty. A settee? A nice sit-down can wait for later. A settee? Who the fuck calls a couch a settee? Must be one of those Australian Britishisms. I think finding a way out of this place is higher on my priorities than stealing the furniture right now. Yeah, really. I doubt any of these would be helpful. Welsh dresser, how very bourgeoisie. No, this is what I call an antique. Nice finish. Probably fetch a decent amount if I can find the right dealer. Straight from the Argos catalog to your living room. It's a rather amateurish landscape. The signature identifies it as the work of Matthew Defoe, circa 1818. Some examples of popular Victorian fiction. Alright, well, let's keep going. We also could have gone left from the entry hall. In case you didn't know, the TV shows a new program for each day. The reactions from the outside world as it becomes increasingly concerned with Defoe Manor I use to juxtapose a sense of isolation. Indeed. No comment at this time. In other news, the society world is still shaken by the sudden death of Sir Clarence Defoe. The society world, okay. Sir Clarence and his wife Julia were found dead last Thursday in Defoe Manor. Our correspondent Peter Daltrey has the report. The TV presenter bears a deliberate resemblance to Angular Mike, erstwhile of an old comic strip of mine. This is a remnant of my abandoned decision to populate the game with a conjunction of characters from various previous projects. It was just 4 weeks ago that this place was abuzz of activity as Sir Clarence Defoe moved in with his new bride, Julia Swanson Defoe. Now, after this shocking tragedy, the place is quiet as the tomb and empty of human life. Sir Clarence had only proven his attachment to the Defoe lineage almost 1 year ago, and since then had been renovating the long-abandoned family mansion in preparation for his marriage. The police have already declared the tragedy as a murder-suicide, although many have insisted that Sir Clarence was incapable of such an act. The debate rages on, while the fate of the house and family fortunes remains unclear. This is Peter Daltrey, BBC News, Defoe Manor. Thank you, Peter. Our top stories again. Minister. I hate television. You keep your ghost footsteps away. No walking around me. Hey! Oops. It's about time you showed up! Before I made 5 Days, I wrote a short novella on which 5 Days would later be loosely based, in which several of my old characters were trapped together in an enclosed environment. Those characters were Trilby, Simone Taylor, AJ, Alandra from Reality on the Norm, Paul Grewald, and Articulate Jim from my novel attempt of the same name. There was no mention of the Defoe family, and the story was set, somewhat prophetically, on a space station. When I wanted to make an adventure, I originally wanted to base it completely on the novella, but changed my mind at the last minute and changed the space station to a manor house, to be less absurd. Originally, the game was going to be another conjunction of previous characters, and Phil was originally Articulate Jim, which explains his abrasive personality and nervous wit. I changed my mind because I felt the use of already known comedy characters would distract from the horror. Plus, I didn't want to kill any of them off. I'm sorry? And well, you should be! I've been stuck in this house for days! Where's the way out? I'm sorry, I don't understand. You are the guy who owns this place, right? No. Oh. So, how'd you get in here? A window on the second floor. Is it still open? No, it jammed shut. Damn. Well, looks like the house has a new guest. I hope no more turn up. We've only got 5 chairs. If you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Wait a minute. Yes? Who are you? Oh, I beg your pardon. Hardy's the name. Philip Hardy. Call me Phil. And you are? Trilby. Mr. Trilby, I'm afraid you are now a prisoner. Like me, like everyone else in the house. A prisoner? Don't ask me why, but once you get in, the house won't let you leave. I've tried all the doors and windows, and none of them open. The garden wall's unclimbable, and I can't tunnel under it. But why? Who's keeping us here? Beats the hell out of me. Whoever it is, they will certainly not be safe from my fist once I get out of here. Yeah, okay, bud. So if there's something you're not telling me, now would be a good time to get it off your chest. I assure you, I am completely mystified. So, how many more people are in this place? Only 3 more. First there's Jim, the youngest. He turned up just after I did. He's a good kid. Second, Simone Taylor. You probably know her off the telly. She's a correspondent for the BBC. She came here to make some kind of documentary, I think, but now she's stuck here with us. Lastly, there's AJ. Skinny broke with Tash. He won't tell us who or where he came from. What the fuck? All I know is that he's been here longer than anyone. Nearly a whole week. I think I've already met him. Oh, what a heartwarming story. Anyway, why don't you see if you can track them all down? I'm calling a house meeting in the lounge. Spread the word. I trust you'll enjoy your stay at Defoe Manor, Mr. Trilby. I still don't understand. Just find the others and tell them to meet up in the lounge. We can discuss things properly then. Phil seems almost forthcoming here. In the original story, when his equivalent character first met his fellow prisoners, he responded by slamming them against walls and screaming at them. I like this better, I think. A stuffed tiger head mounted in the act of snarling, presumably to justify its death in some small way. A very old sepia photograph of a man in explorer's gear standing over a dead tiger. The label reads, Sir Roderick tames a vicious beast. That gun he's holding looks a lot like the one over the fireplace. That's me, Trilby. Photograph portrays a native bearer in an aggressive stance before a very wary-looking lion. Ooh. The label reads, Savage versus Savage. Ooh, that's rough. It's an ancient picture of 2 men in full hunting gear. The label reads, Sir Roderick and Carstairs. Very old photograph of a small collection of straw huts. The label reads, A Native Village. So it's not enough to kill animals in Africa. He has to come and do it in Canada, too. Yeah, what a dick. Leave our moose alone. I'm no expert on guns, but I think that's a late 18th century musket rifle. Standard issue of the British Army of that period. It's been lit recently. A glass bell jar containing a rather hideous-looking wooden idol. Stop whispering in my ear. Evidently someone fancies himself as a big game hunter. Or maybe they just fancy themselves. True that, yo. Can I take any of these? It's more like car boot sale material. Not sure I want these pictures. They're not a little sickening. Yeah. Antlers wouldn't fit inside my blazer. No thanks, I have a thing about lions. Can we take the gun? Oh yeah, and the hitbox of the hand is actually the tips of the fingers. Wow, this thing is heavier than it looks. I'm not carrying this around everywhere. I'd better find a place to put it down. Yeah, so you can have the gun, but you're not allowed to carry it, so it's only usable here. Good to know. Alright, oh wait, the idol thing. Can we take that? Bro. Even if I wanted that ugly thing, which I don't, I'd have to break the glass to get to it. Alright. Can we search the sofa? I fear it would swallow me whole. Yeah, that's probably smart then. Alright. Let's go double check upstairs to see if AJ can be found again. Probably not, but worth a shot. Oh, hey, there's Simone. Hi, Simone. We'll talk to you in a sec. Unless I'm very much mistaken, it's Simone Taylor, television personality. Not in the mood for picking fights. Yeah, that's probably a good way to interpret that command. Pardon me, madam. What? Oh, hello. Philip mentioned we had a new guest. You're Simone Taylor, right? Yes, you must have seen me on TV. And you are? Trilby. Got a first name? No. Simone Taylor is another character I've used before, but never in a published work, which is why she survived to appear in this game. Originally, she was the main character in an abortive attempt to rewrite my first novel attempt, The After Reich, with a female protagonist. Wow, there's a lot to unpack in that sentence. Being a TV celebrity, she's simple enough to work into projects, and her personality writes itself. Not happy with the design of her sprites, though. Her walking seems awkward in those high heels, and I can't help but feel like she looks like a man in drag. Oh, I guess I could see it. Maybe that's just because the layout of her face is almost identical to Phil's, because variation is difficult at this resolution. Sure enough, this is pretty basic pixel stuff. Hey, wait a second. Not the cat burglar, Trilby. Oh, wow. I presented a Crime Watch special on you once. Oh, man. I wish I had a camera right now. And this could be huge. You wouldn't consent to an interview, would you? Madam, even if I did have a sudden retarding brain injury that would cause me to do so, don't you think that our apparent imprisonment is a slightly more urgent matter? Well, I admit, I thought so the first day I was here. But I've been here for 4 days now, and I really think I'm learning a lot about this place. If I could just get these infernal doors open. Philip's calling a house meeting in the lounge. Yes, it's so like him to do that when a new face appears. I'll see you later, Mr. Trilby. Yeah, so just as a heads up too, this game and the series is fairly old. See what I mean? That's not a walk, that's more of a mince. Oh, how rude. Strange woman. So, just as like a warning now, some phrasing or themes might be a little problematic, but I assure you it is done with respect, and it is also from an older time. And from a different culture where insults are a little bit different. And also, retarding is technically a scientific term, but yeah. Just be aware of that. I don't think we get any slurs or anything, so you know. It's mainly just outdated descriptions and ways of talking about certain peoples. And some of them are meant to be racist, like with the Matthew Defoe dude with his savages comment. Anyways, another room that should probably have been a lot bigger came back to it and took a look at that, or come back to it and take a look at that painting in each of the 5 days. Got it. Making scary things happen to paintings was one of the suggestions I took on board after the first release of the game. Sound effects, including the scary noises that occasionally sound, was another one. Incidentally, the whispering sound is me whispering the phrase, "End the horror I brought into the world," merged with me whispering the phrase, "Father, no," in a higher pitch. Ruffer says, being politically correct is taken to the extreme today. It really is in a lot of regards. There's a difference between treating everyone with love and respect and, like, going nuts about it, especially when it's in regards to, like, older works. But that's not really anything we can do about, you know? There's nothing on or under the table. Portrait says, it's too big to carry around with me. What about looking at it? It's a pleasantly professional quality portrait of a bearded man in a Victorian explorer's outfit. A little plaque at the bottom reads Sir Roderick Defoe. A nicely varnished oak dining table, probably brought in from IKEA. They do only have 5 chairs. Just some cheap wooden dining chairs. Things need to be taken in context of the time they were made. Exactly. And in context of who sang them in whatever context they're being set in. Here's another example of me cutting corners in artwork. The kitchen floor is exactly the same as the bathroom floor. The continuity error I am most asked about is how everyone was able to survive in the house for so long without food as the fridge is completely empty. Well, the fridge did have food in it, but everyone else stuffed themselves full on it so on the day before Trilby arrived, so much so they wouldn't eat for several days. And Trilby was just too polite to complain. So there. Satisfied? Lol. Evidently no one cares if I starve in this place. Well, he's not too polite to complain to us. Maybe if I had something to cook, but I don't. Salt. It's too big to carry around with me, but if I ever need lethal quantities of salt, I'll know where to look. Just gonna close those up. Can I even close this one anymore? No, that one's open permanently. I don't need to wash my hands right now. Okay, we'll take a look at everything. Brand new fridge freezer unit. Just a plain old kitchen cabinet. This cooker looks like it's never been used. This cabinet contains a large bag of salt. The kitchen sink of everything but fame. Alright. Let's keep going. As soon as I made this room, I realized that Trilby could easily use his grappling hook to escape over the wall. So I quickly made up some bollocks about a ravine and nobody was the wiser. Haha. I want that stick. Can I have that stick? I want that stick. Give me that stick! But yeah, his grolly. Fill your pockets with salt in case you find a demon slug? Hell yeah. I could use my grolly, but from what I know of this house, there's a sheer drop on the other side of the wall, and I don't want to risk it. There. Hey! Who the fuck is saying hey? Rude. Wait, do the smart thing. Is there someone up in the tree? Oh, hi, Mark. You're new. Have you come to set us free? My original vision, believe it or not, Jim was originally going to be Odysseus Kent. I even had the sprites done before I changed my mind. I then altered the sprites to look more like someone else, which explains why Jim is so pale. Part of the reason I changed my mind was because Odysseus as a character was too much like Phil. No, apparently I'm a prisoner now too. I'm guessing you must be Jim. What were you doing in the tree? I wish I had to advance the dialogue, but it moves on its own. I thought I might be able to get over the wall. But the tree's too far. And there's this ravine just outside the wall, too. I need to give him a voice. So I understand, yes. Philip wants us all to meet up in the lounge. Oh, okay. I'll head there now then. Yeah, Jim's young, so we'll give him a youthful exuberance. I'm not that far gone? No, talk to the tree, dog. Pushing the tree makes the upper branches sway a little. What fun. Check that out in a sec. I'm pretty sure our last person is over here. Yeah, and I think we can go over there, but we'll do that in a sec. The water is deep and smells strongly of chlorine. Looks like this pipeline comes away from the pool and goes under the lawn. I wonder where it leads. Alright, yeah, we'll go to the next screen in a sec. We're gonna check this out. Mark your territory on the tree. Ruffer knows what's up. The door is locked because of course it is. Don't any windows open in this stupid place? Wanna go for a swim, bro? Ah, you have the special edition. Hell yeah. I didn't bring my trunks. You may have noticed that the outer wall has suddenly gotten a bit taller than it was in the previous room. This is because of, Plate tectonics. Also, I am here. Hi, Nem! I see you and witness your heariness. Can I look at the holes? Oh, look at the lawn. Okay. Someone's done a real number on this lawn. Digging their way out? No, it seems more like they were looking for something. Yeah, because otherwise there'd be more holes near the wall. I don't want to get dirt under my fingernails. Alright, yeah, I actually have to use the walk command here instead of the use like I normally do. Did you do the door gag? I did indeed do the door gag. It was one of the first things I did because I love the door gag. But his ex-girlfriend who left him for the lead singer of the Doors. Alright, so we're looking for one more person. Probably AJ. Damn it. Ah, well, I can watch the VOD later. I'll also be putting it up on the channel later. On the archive channel, of course. I love how we've walked through almost every room in this place and we haven't, like, come across people just, like, sitting and chilling. Like, once we've encountered them, they just, like, disappear into the ether until we are able to continue the next scene. Ah, our new arrival has graced us with his presence. Join the club. Exposition is necessary, of course, but I think given the chance to redo this game, I would have spread some of this throughout the game. Too much exposition in one sitting, like we have in this scene, can get boring very fast. So let me see if I've got this clear in my head. You're all trapped in this house by some invisible intelligence. Right. And you can't leave. Nope. And as soon as I entered, I became trapped too. Pretty much. Why? Why would anyone want to keep us prisoner here? Maybe they're just lonely. No, if they wanted company, they'd have shown themselves. Maybe they have. Maybe one of us is behind all this. Oh, don't be silly. Why would any of us want to trap a load of people here and pretend we didn't? I don't know, do I? I don't speak loony. I lifted that line verbatim from the original novella I wrote on which 5 Days is loosely based. I just really like it. We mustn't squabble amongst ourselves. Hampered by paranoia and suspicion, we'd only hinder each other. I suggest we assume for now that we four are all innocent. I agree with that. We five, including AJ. Where is he, anyway? I couldn't find him anywhere. I saw him just after I arrived, but he ran away from me. Well, that's odd. Listen, Mr. Trilby. We work as a team in this house. That's how it's been since it started. So we all have to share information. No secrets. So why did you come to this house? He's a cat burglar. Why do you even need to ask? Well, I didn't come here to take part in some bizarre Big Brother event, that's for sure. Is there anyone who you know about this house that would help? Anything at all? Hard to read sometimes. I doubt I know much more than any of you. All I know is that the last heir just died and it's supposed to be empty. Well, I guess you're not much of a help then. But I suppose an extra pair of hands is always useful. I'm still not completely clear on a few details. Do I get to ask you all some questions now? Sure. Just ask any of us whatever you like. Yeah, a lot of that happening now. Oh, hey, look, yeah. The figure that he mentioned before. Right there. It gets bigger, though. All right, we'll just go right to left. Miss Taylor? Yes? Tell me a bit about yourself. Why, that's so sweet of you to ask. We're in for it now. I'm a correspondent for the BBC, but you probably already knew that. I'm afraid I don't watch much television. Oh. Well, I do outside broadcasts for the news, mainly. Sometimes I present documentaries or various shows. Whenever I'm needed, really. Very much of a Jill of all trades. How did you come to be here? I only came down here for a documentary. There's been a lot of interest in old ghost stories lately. We figured something on Defoe Manor would pull in the ratings. And not because it would make interesting viewing. This is why I hate television. Excuse me, I was talking. I arrived here before the camera crew. I was supposed to wait for them. But I couldn't resist just taking a walk around the grounds. Next thing I knew, I was in the backyard. I looked all over, but I couldn't find a way back to the front. It was my own fault, really. Yes, it was. Well, what happened to your camera crew? I have no idea. They probably just left when I never showed up. I'm sort of glad they didn't get mixed up in this, too. Quite. I mean, extra hands would have been nice. What do you know about the mansion? Well, I've heard some pretty disturbing stories about it. Here we go. There's been stories of weird happenings around it for decades. Ever since the first disappearance of the original owner and his son. People have gone missing in the area around the house more than anywhere else in the country. People from all walks of life. People like us. Don't say that. That's all I wanted to know. Okay, so we're done with her. We'll move on to Philip. Mr. Hardy? Yes, Mr. Trilby? Tell me a bit about yourself. About me? Well, I'm in what you'd call the import-export business. You're a thief. I am not a thief. I'm a treasure hunter. I only take what belongs to dead people. Since they're not using it, so he's a grave robber. Our new friend there, he's a thief. True, but also a gentleman. And I only take what I'm sure no one's using, too. I'm sure that's a great comfort to them. I wish I could have characterized Trilby more, and I really am very fond of him, and his backstory is fully worked out. I suppose, though, that his mysterious nature adds to his charm. How did you come to be here? Well, I came up here to look for some artifacts. And I'm sure you had the full consent of the Defoe solicitors to do so. Shut up. I've just heard of some old family tombs somewhere under the building. I mean, really old. Anything inside probably doesn't belong to anyone, so, finders keepers. I managed to call in a few favors to get over the ravine and the back wall. Then, of course, I couldn't get out again. How many people know you're here? Not a handful, I suppose. They wouldn't get suspicious till I go missing for months, though. What do you know about the mansion? Plenty. I read an article in this month's Treasure Hunting Monthly. It was built by some explorer guy, Sir Roger Defoe or something like that. His wife died giving birth. He and his son went missing some time later. Hell, maybe the article could tell you better than I could. I'll let you borrow it. Thanks. Just don't mess it up too much. It's for my scrapbook. Nice. That's all I wanted to know. Righto. I think later games in the series have them make talking sounds, which is a bit nicer than pure silence when you've got dialogue. How old does a grave have to be before grave robbing becomes archaeology? I don't think there's really a time frame on it, and it's more about circumstance. Like, if you found a tomb made 50 years ago, but it's old, it's crumbling, it's abandoned, there's no markings on it, and there's no records of it, That could theoretically be archaeology. Checking that out. But fair question. And Jim. So, Jim. Yes? Tell me a bit about yourself. Like what? I don't know. Where were you before you came here? I was at St. Trinian's boarding school, not far from here. Been there since I was 10. My parents move around a lot, you see. How old are you now? Nearly 16. How did you come to be here? It was so stupid. We climbed over the school wall at lunchtime. Why? It was a dare. We were going to see how long it would take the school to find us. Then we came across this old house, and Richard dared me to knock on the door. He bet me £1 I wouldn't do it. My school was like that. Broke my collarbone playing pylon once. Shut up, Philip. Ah, pylon, sport of champions. A friend of mine did once break his collarbone once when we were playing in the common room. Henceforth, we have a joke nobody but me gets. I'm not even sure I know what pylon is. What happened next? Well, I was about to knock on the door, but it opened by itself. I heard Richard dare me to take a step inside. So you did, and the door closed behind you, and it wouldn't open again. Yeah. Your friends didn't call the police or anything? How should I know? I guess they didn't, since nobody came. And that was on Wednesday. The school probably know I'm gone now. I see. What do you know about the mansion? Not much. We could always just about see the roof over the playground wall. We all used to tell each other it was haunted. Why? Were there any stories or legends attached? Well, a friend of mine used to say a crazy hermit lived here, who killed people and ate them alive. Oh, well, I'm certainly reassured. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Anyone else see the pattern in all these stories? Which pattern would that be? Seems to me the house only traps people individually. It didn't try to trap Jim's friends, or Simone's camera crew. It's only letting us in one at a time. You're talking about the house like it's intelligent. Surely it's more likely that there's some joker behind all this. Maybe. But how did they know we were coming? How did it know to leave a window open for me, risking one of you finding it? You think the house is haunted? I wouldn't use that word, but I definitely have a very odd feeling. Like we're being watched, I suppose. Yeah, maybe this is one of Simone's rating winners. Excuse me? Well, looking up some people in a house against their will and secretly filming them. Locking up, sorry. Sounds like a natural reality TV progression. It's also highly illegal. Wouldn't stop some people. Where the hell has AJ got to anyway? I was hoping he'd be here. He's been doing some research on the house. He was going to share it with us tonight. Maybe someone should go look for him. What, now? It's getting pretty late. I admit I am beginning to feel tired. Yeah, me too. But what about AJ? I don't think there's any need to worry now. If he still hasn't turned up by morning, then we'll look for him. Oh, all right. But we look for him as soon as we get up. I'm not sure where all the housemates sleep since all the bedroom doors are locked and there's only one other sofa in the house. I didn't put too much thought into it at the time. Presumably they took 6-hour shifts in the bath. Day 2. These Day X titles are presented in a manner not dissimilar to the ones from Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, and that's not on accident. Cool. Sorry, Nam, I see your comment. I'll read it in a sec. The sudden blackout without warning is, in my opinion, good for the overall unsettling atmosphere. Yeah, but it's better if there's music to cut off. What was that noise? I heard no noise. Oh, Jesus, no! It's the exact same dead Phil sprite that appears later. Incidentally, I can be very Scrooge-like when it comes to memory usage. Simone? Philip? Jim? Oh god, who did this? What the? You did this! Our first glimpse of that lovable urchin, the welder. My biggest inspiration for him is probably Jason Voorhees, my all-time favorite slasher. The idea for his character design I took from a made-for-TV movie called Buried Alive. The victimized main character wears a welding mask and apron to disguise himself as he tortures and kills his wife and her lover. Spoiler for the movie called Buried Alive. The same film is referenced obliquely in Rob Blanc 3 if you're into trivia. Stay back, I'm warning you! Who are you? Someone once sent me an email saying I liked the first nightmare scene, especially when that woman came in with the scissors. Yahtzee admits his confusion. It was Trilby, by the way. Christ, I've never dreamt so vividly before. It was so disturbing. I'm proud of Trilby's Wake Up With a Start animation. I just am. I like to make out Trilby as a virtually unshakable Holmes-like figure, but it's fun to give him some humanity, too. Alright, Nem said, the defining line between grave robbing and archaeology is whether or not the gravesite has historical significance and the actor has been given state or federal permission to enter. Yeah, okay, that sounds right. It's basically the difference between doing it with governmental consent and not governmental consent. Watch the paintings? Oh yeah, no, they change. Yahtzee mentioned that. Oh yeah, and we have this article to read too. It's an article cut out from a magazine called Treasure Hunting Monthly. The Mystery of Defoe Manor. Defoe Manor, one of the country's more notorious stately homes, is renowned for being a great source of untold wealth. But what is the curse that surrounds the creaking house? The mansion was built in the early 19th century by the legendary explorer Roderick Defoe in celebration of his retirement and marriage. Sir Roderick disappeared along with his only son on the 15th year anniversary of his wife's sudden death. After that, the house fell into the possession of a succession of heirs, most of whom died or disappeared in mysterious circumstances. The house was left abandoned after the last heir was thought to have died in 1946 until the recent appearance of Clarence Defoe, who managed to prove his connection to the lineage and inherit the house. Good for you, bud. Good for you. Alright, so Trilby slept on this couch. We know that at least. Nothing in here. Still locked tight. I had to check. For the record, I haven't actually looked at the walkthrough yet at all, but I do have it available if we start having issues. Oh, hey, this is open now. A lot of people get stuck in the library because they say it isn't clear that the bookshelves are divided into several different hotspots. Apparently, the mere fact that the different sections are all different colors, shapes, and sizes aren't enough. All just, like, no thanks messages, so I'm not reading them. I think it's about time I read up on the Defoe family. Got a book there. Can't take those. Hi, Simone. I'm just going to walk right up to you and stare straight at you while I deal with this bookshelf. Don't mind me. Okay, I think that's it. Also, hey, it's another chair. We were lied to. The 1988 edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica with Wagner to Woodlouse missing. Delia's How to Cook series. Interesting. A couple of binders containing old architectural plans for Defoe Manor. Collection of old road maps and atlases, probably tragically out of date. Shelf is full of nothing but photo albums. Historical texts on most of the really well-known noble families. That's where we pulled the Defoe one from. Anyways, that means that both Philip and Trilby are technically grave robbing? Well, Philip, yes, because he was specifically going for the graves. Trilby is going after the house, so I think we can call Philip a grave robber, but not Trilby. Complete unabridged Oxford English Dictionary. These don't come cheap. Lovely bound textbooks on gardening. Books on the occult. No doubt interesting bedtime reading. Okay, we're going to need one there. Books on photography, cartooning, and watercoloring. Some of P.G. Wodehouse's best. I don't even know who that is. Several volumes of something called the Digest of the Visual Arts. Evidently, someone's been doing a little research here. All right, can I have an occult book, please? No, is that later? Okay. Okay. Hey, Miss Taylor. Ah, hello, Mr. Trilby. How are you holding up? Oh, spare me the gallantry. I'm just fine. Did you break the lock on the door? No, I just came up here and it was like that. I suppose AJ must have done it. He must have been reading from that pile of books. I don't know exactly. I'll have to ask him. So I take it AJ hasn't turned up yet? No. Do you think he found a way out? If he did, he didn't have the decency to tell us. I wouldn't be surprised. He's kind of jumpy. Maybe he just saw an opportunity and took it. Maybe. What do you know about AJ? Not much. He refused to tell us anything about himself. Where he came from, why he came here, not even his full name. Kinda suspicious, isn't it? Do you think he had some kind of agenda? I really wouldn't know. Of course, you're no one to judge when it comes to withholding names. Hit. Sleep well? To be honest, not really. I had this terrible dream. Someone had killed you and Philip and Jim. I remember a huge guy with a welding mask. Let me guess, he took off the mask and he looked exactly like you? No. Actually, he looked exactly like you. What does it mean? Frankly, I don't want to know. That's alarming. They both dreamt that it looked like Trilby. Do you know where the others are? Well, Philip said he was going into the garden. I don't know where Jim is. And AJ's still missing. Thanks. I think that's it. Yeah. See you later. Sure. Hey, look, it's Jimbo. Hey, Jimbo. Can I steal your book? No? Actually, I should read my own book. History of the Defoe Family, Volume 7. Roderick Defoe, later Sir Roderick Defoe, is probably the most famous of the lineage. Using a lot of the inheritance he attained when his parents died suddenly, he embarked on a series of adventures throughout the globe, earning quite a reputation as a colonial explorer. He retired from adventuring at the age of 40 when he met his future bride, Belinda Rothman, and fell instantly in love. He built a luxury manor in the English countryside, and the couple moved in as soon as work was complete. By all accounts, the couple were deliriously happy, which is what made Belinda's sudden death while giving birth to their only son, Matthew, all the more tragic. Sir Roderick was in mourning for a long time, leaving the upbringing of Matthew in the hands of various nannies and tutors. When he finally did start taking an interest in his son, he was known to be bitterly disappointed as his son rejected the idea of joining the army, preferring to pursue art and literature. As Matthew neared the age of 15, however, he and his father seemed to grow closer. They didn't always see eye to eye, but they seemed to understand each other and offer unconditional love. And then, on Matthew's 15th birthday, he and Roderick disappeared. A servant found bloodstains in one of the rooms, but no bodies were found. The fate of Sir Roderick and his wayward son remains a mystery to this day, the first of many mysterious disappearances connected to the Defoe line in the family house. Cool. Oh, yeah, and the painting doesn't actually look different yet. Okay. Oh, we should maybe save? Boop. Okay. Jim? Hi, Mr. Trilby. How are you feeling? Okay, I guess. I had this really horrible dream. But you don't want to hear about it. You're taking this imprisonment thing very well, I must say. Well, it's not that different to boarding school, really. Except there's no one to hit you across the knuckles when you talk too much at night. Fair enough. Seen AJ anywhere? Not since yesterday morning. He seemed pretty anxious about something. Did he say why? No. Just said something about getting to the bottom of all this. Then he left the room, and I never saw him again. What are you reading there? Treasure Island. I found it in the living room. How are you liking it? Well, it's a bit heavy going. I think I prefer Terry Pratchett. Good man. Good kid. Do you know where the others are? Well, I don't know where Mr. Hardy is, but Miss Taylor's up in the library. The library? On the second floor. I think she broke the door open or something. Thanks. That's all. Okay, Mr. Trilby. Oh yeah, and heads up, when you right-click, the game pauses. That will be important for later. When shit starts going a little more cray-cray. Still locked. Okay, nothing new description-wise there. Hey, Mr. Hardy. Wow, look who's up. How are you doing? Oh, I'm just fine. And when I find the way out, I'll be even better. Are you the one who dug up half the lawn? Yeah. I was trying to dig my way out of this place. But the ground gets really solid 2 feet down, and the wall foundations go even further. Well, that would explain the holes nearest the walls. What about the others? Alright, I was looking for treasure. Happy now? You want some kind of metal? Just professional interest, you understand. Any luck? With treasure? Nah. Found some kind of pipeline running under the lawn, but not much else. What are you doing with that metal detector? It's actually part of the plan to get out of here. Oh, good. I've heard there's some kind of family tomb buried somewhere under the grounds. If I can find it, there might be another way to the surface. And I presume any family valuables that would have been down there would be an unexpected bonus? Hey, Judge not, lest ye be judged yourselves. You're a cat burglar, for God's sake. At least I have a sense of priorities. Well, when you found an escape route and saved us all, I'll be sure to apologize profusely. How do you know the tomb's there? I don't. That's what the metal detector's for, said the grave robber. Yeah. How do you know there's anything to detect? It's probably all stone and dusty corpses. Actually, you'd be surprised at how much metal can be found in a tomb. Belt buckles, coffin handles, candlesticks, gold, silverware. Implying something? Oh, goodness me, no. Listen, the tomb could be on the other side of the grounds for all you know. Sure, but this is as good a place to start as any. And until I see some compelling evidence for its location, I'll continue my systematic sweep. Can I borrow your metal detector? What do you want it for? I'm not sure yet. Brilliant. Well, I'll give you a shout when I'm finished with it. Do you know if AJ's turned up yet? Not to my knowledge. In fact, I don't think we'll be seeing him ever again. Why not? Well, if this is some kind of a reality TV stunt, he must have been in on it. Maybe he's gone to file reports on how all the hidden cameras are working. I honestly doubt this is the work of the BBC, Philip. Do you have a better explanation? Not yet. Well then. Have you seen the others? Last I saw Jim, he was in the dining room. Don't know about the tailor woman. Thanks. See you around. Whatever. Alright, so we actually have some puzzles to do here, and I don't want to be super duper wasting our time. So I'm going to pull that walkthrough up again and get that going. I don't know where it went. I thought I had it here. Yeah, okay, I'll have to reopen that. No, hey now. None of this chicanery, Chrome. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. No, hey now. Going back up to the library. Back up to the library. Wait. Why is that locked? It shouldn't be. That's where Simone is. Yes? Was it a different room? Oh, yes, because the lock is broken. I didn't even see that. A map is always handy. Yep. Back down. Nope. Hey now. Nope. Hey now. Thank you. Need to put away groceries. We'll return after. See you soon, Nem. Alright. Let me take a look at the map. It's a very old architectural plan of Defoe Manor. There's Defoe Manor with the underground tomb clearly marked as being under the front yard. Something odd about the map, like something's missing. No, it's not that. There's something here that doesn't belong. Something I don't recall seeing in the house. I don't pretend to have any idea of how architectural plans were supposed to look in the early 19th century. Probably safe to assume they look a lot less ugly than this. Lol. So here's the second floor, blah blah blah. Here's the first floor. Where's the entryway? Yes. So that's the backyard. Yeah. Oh, that's the front yard. Okay. I think that's where the hunting room is, the rec room, or the TV room, the fucking rec room thing, and then the entryway, and then the dining room, the kitchen, and the backyard with the shed. But then, what's this? Who knows? Also, before we finish the day, we got to go watch the TV. I almost forgot about that. Finished with the metal detector yet? No, you can have it when I found the tomb. Oh, I think I have to, like, use the map on him? Hey, Mr. Hardy, I found this old map in the library. Did you? Take a look. The tomb is quite clearly under the front yard. But this is the backyard. There's no way into the front yard. Sucks, doesn't it? Well, I guess there's my escape plan out the window. Thanks a bunch, buddy. Don't mention it. Can I borrow the metal detector? Why the hell not? Take away my hopes, might as well take my only worldly possession, too. Have fun with it. Thanks. Now, do excuse me. Cool. We need to be out here for the next part, but like I said, we gotta go watch TV first. There we go. Our top story this morning. Police are still baffled by the apparent disappearance of television personality Simone Taylor. Miss Taylor was due to film a documentary on the notorious Defoe Manor, but her camera crew reported that she never arrived. Police have been investigating the building, but so far have found no way to get inside. So people are actually trying to get in from outside. The Defoe family solicitor, Michael Cheesham, has the only key to the building and is currently unavailable. Miss Taylor's disappearance, coinciding with the disappearance of a local youth from a nearby boarding school, simply add to the legend surrounding the mysterious Defoe Manor. Reports. Cool. Alright, back to the backyard. Alright, so what we're apparently supposed to do here, I'm just going to examine this quick. Rather cheap, overused metal detector. I might need to double check the guide for this, but I can track where this pipeline leads with a metal detector. No, okay, he does it. The trail ends here. I think the pool lawn puzzles are the ones where the most players get stuck after the teddy bear one. I really do overestimate you people. Rude. And we don't have the metal detector anymore. Yeah, I think we need to click a very specific spot. Use the pile of dirt you are led to, then use the panel. Yeah, see, like, this very specific pile right here. Not even the rest of it, just this specific one. And what have we here? Philip's laborings must have covered it up. I don't know why you had to walk around that way, but okay. Well, that didn't seem to do anything. And now we walk back this way. That stuttering was because I alt-tabbed over and did some things. And the pool is now drained. Christ! Oh, Christ. This is definitely the man I met on the landing, presumably AJ. Looks like someone tied him to an iron hook on the bottom of the pool. But I think he was dead before that. His throat's been split open by some large-edged weapon. Here's another question people ask me. If the welder can only kill people by possessing mortals, who was he possessing to kill AJ? There are some actual spoilers. While I can now reveal that it was Phil, he disposed of the body when he broke out of the spell and denied his involvement for fear of reprisal. No plot holes, no worries. Yeah, shh. Don't worry about that. God, the stench. I've got to find the others. Also, wow, that music was really loud. Dead? How? Murdered. He was stabbed to death and tied to the bottom of the pool. Oh my God. You know what this means, don't you? We're the only ones in this house. The killer has to be one of us. Not necessarily. I don't think any of us could engineer... Shut up! It was you, wasn't it? You killed AJ and now you're covering your tracks. Philip, you're being absurd. Why would Trilby tell us where the body is if he wanted to hide it? He's covering his tracks. He was the last to arrive. Don't tell me you're not a bit suspicious of him. Look, what happened to AJ was a terrible thing. But if we let it tear us apart, we could all go the same way. He's got a point, Philip. Oh, I see. You're all in this together. Philip, shut up. As far as I'm concerned, there's no one I can trust anymore. From now on, it's every man for themselves. You know, you could have also said, Philip, in the original short novella I wrote that preceded 5 Days, Phil, or at least his equivalent character, started off hostile and gradually grew to trust Trilby as their imprisonment went on. I think the process in reverse here works a lot better. It's a turning point in the group's psychology as the team spirit gradually falls apart. Idiot. He's shaken. We all are. So what do you think? About AJ, I mean. I'm really not sure. I think we're being haunted. Oh. Well, at least someone's keeping their head. Ba-dum-tsh. Look, I'm not exactly in love with such an unscientific idea as a murdering ghost. But nothing other than the supernatural could have engineered the situation. Kind of just jumps to that pretty quick. And this house has a bad history. History I think it's time I started looking into. Well, you do whatever you want. I think I'm going to look into AJ's death with a slightly more sensible attitude. Where's Jim? Someone should tell him about AJ. I think he went upstairs. I'll go look for him. Father? Jim, is that you? Oh ho ho ho! The second nightmare scene. I'm told that this is the one that has startled the most pants-off freeware gamers. What are you doing, Father? What? Father, no! No, don't! Father! Father! Matthew Defoe's father dialogue is designed to make the player assume that Sir Roderick murdered Matthew, when, as we learn later, yeah. Shh, don't worry about that. Ha, we got pulled into the tub. Mr. Trilby? Day 3. Don't worry about the casual spoilers. Jim, sorry, Mr. Trilby, you wanted me to wake you? Did I? You remember yesterday? You told me about AJ, then said you were going to look into the house. And then you asked me to wake you this morning so you could get started. Yes, I remember. Thank you, Jim. Anytime. Exposition seems a bit clunky on reflection, but it was necessary to make it more clear what was dream and what wasn't. Probably a good idea. Hang on, quick M&M. It is Halloween after all. Eat your candy, fools! This morning. In other news, Michael Cheesham, solicitor of the Defoe estates, was found dead this morning in his office. Mr. Cheesham was found to have hanged himself, and a ruling of suicide has already been declared. This is the latest in a recent string of deaths and disappearances connected to the mysterious Defoe manor. A string which began with the murder-suicide of Sir Clarence Defoe and his young wife, and has seen more recently the disappearance BBC reporter Simone Taylor. Police were hoping to acquire the key to Defoe Manor in order to investigate, but the location of the key was known only by Mr. Chesham himself. Numerous television stars have already come forward to pay tribute to Miss Taylor as it becomes increasingly apparent that disappeared something tells me there wouldn't be even that much coverage if there wasn't a celebrity involved. True enough, dog. Alright, this day gets a little bit more complicated. I think. Can we take this one yet? Not yet. Oh, an assembled skull. We missed that before. Hey, look, it's our good friend Philip. Hi, Philip. Hello, Philip. Leave me alone, cat burglar. Feeling any better this morning? Oh, I'm just Peaches. Now go away. What are you doing? None of your business. Are those maps of the house? Yes, they're maps. I'm going to find a way out, then I'm going to get away from this madhouse once and for all. And after that, if I ever see your smug, pinstripe-wearing face again, it'll be a million years too soon. Come on, Phil. None of us could have possibly killed AJ. You want to bet? You're over 6 foot. You could have done it easily. Maybe I could have, but I didn't. Prove it. You know I can't. Well then. You know, your attitude could be the death of us. It's certainly going to be the death of you if you don't get out of my face. Have you seen the others? No. All I know is that they're not here bothering me. Why don't you go join them? Well, catch you later. And the portrait has changed. It's a portrait of a wizened, bearded old man in a safari suit. The plaque still reads Sir Roderick Defoe. I'm not going to be doing anything with my bare hands. There it is. According to the map, there should be a stairwell right behind this wall. I guess someone bricked over it. Yeah, that wall is going to be important. What's this? I just found it out here like this. Do you know whose it is? Yeah, it's mine. Did you bring it in here last night or something? Of course not. It was in the front yard, and there's no way into the front yard. Maybe someone's trying to help us. Maybe. I'll go and find the others and let them know about it. Sure. So how did the car get into the backyard? A fair question, and one I didn't have the answer to at the time. I figured it was more weird and surreal to just let these things happen without putting too much thought into it. On reflection, it was probably the ghosts of the welder's victims trying to help our heroes. Great! My lockpicks are here. They must have fallen out of my pocket while I was getting out of the car. Clumsy. I'll hide an emergency pick in the lining of my tie, like I usually do. Why wasn't it there in the first place? Trilby is, of course, the master of picking locks. The explanation for the lockpick's absence from the start is admittedly dodgy, but I didn't want to screw up all the locked door puzzles. There's nothing else in the car and not much point in driving it when there's nowhere to drive to. It's definitely my car. How it got to be here is something I certainly can't explain. We'll open that shed in a moment. Looking for Simone. There she is. Figured she'd be here. Poor mysterious AJ, we hardly knew ye. Now is not a good time to disturb the dead. Bitch, it's always a good time. Simone? Oh, Trilby, how's the ghost hunt going? How are you feeling? Fine, thank you. You're not too shaken about AJ? I don't have time to be shaken about AJ. Whoever did this to him might still be around. Once we're safely out of harm's way, then I'll think about being shaken. What are you doing? I'm investigating. Like we all should be doing. So, what do you conclude? I found his wallet. He had ID for almost every government agency I can think of. Everything from MI6 to something. Really? I think he might have been sent to investigate the house. Some kind of secret mission. That's why he never told us anything about himself. It would make sense, certainly. And I'd say this constitutes a pretty spectacular failure of that mission. Any clues on who did this? It must have been a pretty big fellow, I think. Armed with a large slashing weapon, like a machete. And I found a piece of leather. Leather? Like Philip's jacket? No, it wasn't black. Brown leather, like from an old-fashioned blacksmith's apron. There was a torn-off piece in AJ's hand. I see. Someone brought my car into the backyard. Yes, I noticed. It's your car, is it? Did you bring it in here? Trilby, I have no idea where it came from or how. I'm just glad to see a bit more color about the place. I see. Do you know where the others are? Sorry, Trilby. I haven't seen either of them since yesterday. See you later. Sure. Okay, now can I disturb the dead? Disgraceful. I guess Simone's now a grave robber too. Alright, let's get picking, shall we? Alright. There we go. Can I take the pickaxe? Yay, pickaxe. I don't know what to do with it. Open the cupboard, please. Thank you. Oh, that's a workbench. Good to know. Any more cupboards? Nope. Yay, we have a saw now. Go us. Pretty sure we can break that down, but we'll want to go upstairs first. Let's just double check. Had to wait for those to stop so it wouldn't keep stuttering. Yeah, this day is a bit more involved, but day 4 and day 5 are not. This probably has the most puzzles. I'm not going to be looking at chat for a few minutes just so I can have the guide right there. Oh, and we should probably open those other doors too. Okay, yeah, you know what? We're going to do that before we grab you, Jim. Hold on. I think I did it, but it still won't open. There must be a deadbolt on the other side or something. There we go. Unlocked. And now we've got a bedroom. Hey, no, I wanted the book. Can I take the book, please? Thank you. Nightstand is empty. Oh, hey, there's blood at the window. Empty. I'm not sure I would feel right sleeping in a dead man's bed. Oh, come on. No biggie. This must be the room Clarence Defoe had picked for himself and his wife. Funny, there seem to be some little scratches on the wall just under the window. Well, what do you know? It opened. Of course, since it overlooks the backyard, this doesn't help me much. And we can go outside if we want. Perfect. Now to cut off an arm and add the Grawley. Only on and needed. So we're kind of skipping a few things here, but I think we're still okay. Well, I'm sure it'd be highly amusing to Grawley across the gap and slam heavily into the tree trunk. It would not be a great help. So this tree is in the way. Yeah, okay, so we're not skipping anything, but we will have to come back here. So now is where we collect Jimothy. Hello, Jimothy. I need you. Jim? Yes? Have you seen Philip and Simone? Mr. Hardy's in the dining hall, shouting at everyone who comes in. Miss Taylor said she was investigating AJ. Thanks. What are you doing? I'm just looking for stuff on the house. Why? Dunno. Yes, you do, Jim. Why? Because I want to help. But I'm not sure what I could do. What do you think we should do next? I think we should be doing as much research into the house as we can. Do you want to tag along with me? Sure. I promise not to get in the way. You may notice that while Jim is following you, he has developed the ability to phase X-Men-like through doors. This is because my patients did not allow the necessary and complicated code that would make the doors open for him. Well, he didn't come through that door. Oh, he follows in his own time. It's actually kind of cool. I forgot this game did that. Come on, Philip. You're not Philip. Come on, Jimothy. I need your help, Jimothy. We're gonna cut down this tree, Jimothy. Jim, give me a hand with this. Goodbye, tree. No sound effects. I make no excuses for the lameness of this animation, except that animating a tree to fall realistically is really danging hard. Yeah, but sound effects would have been fine. Why did we cut down the tree, Mr. Trilby? I'm not exactly sure. I know it makes me feel better. Bitch, you know exactly why. Alright, bye, Jimothy. Oh shit, he's still following us. Jimothy, I need you to go away now, please. Jimothy, you're frightening me. Did they beaver the tree? They used the saw to cut it down, yeah. No teeth, sadly. What are you doing, Mr. Trilby? Just popping out for some fresh air. Why don't you wait for me in the library? Oh, okay. Bye, nerd. Think you have to talk to him? Nah, we got it. Now... Whee! Trilby's umbrella grappling hook launcher is his trademark, his signature tool. He's always carrying it whenever I sketch him, whether it be harmlessly by his side or winding it up to smack Chris Quinn in the nuts. Okay. Originally, I found myself thinking that an open umbrella with the canvas stripped off might possibly work well as a grappling hook, and the idea just sort of blossomed from there. Trilby made it himself, being a student of mechanical engineering before he took to thievery. The name Grawly comes from a combination of grapple and brawly, a British slang word for umbrella. No, window, my dude. Now we can get in here. I suppose one has to wonder why there's still an easel in the artistically minded Matthew Defoe's room when the house has had numerous owners since Matt's death. It's because, the ghost did it. It just did. Ghosts are weird. Nothing in the wardrobe. I don't paint. I'm not very tired. There's nothing in here but this old diary. Please tell me you took the diary. Empty. Yeah, okay, he took the diary. Look at everything. It's a very old Victorian era stuffed bear. An artist's easel with a blank canvas. How philosophical. Okay, give me that bear. And why the hell not? Cool. Okay. What's this? Diary. No, diary. These both diaries? The Diary of Sir Roderick Defoe. March 5th, 1805. Work on the house is going well. It should be completed by the end of July. Belinda is already excited about the forthcoming wedding and spends many hours of the day going over even the smallest details over and over again. Not since our early courtship has she been so giddy with joy. It softens my heart to see her smile, and she smiles often. I am wondering why I didn't retire sooner. August 12th, 1805. I am only now having the opportunity to write this as it has been a most hectic day. The wedding went without a hitch, and the house was made ready for us to move in as soon as the ceremony was over. Belinda insisted on consummating our marriage immediately. I am sure, dear diary, this house can expect to hear the laughter of children before 1806 is out. February 14th, 1806, a romantic day for our announcement. The physician has just left, confirming that Belinda is with child. A child we can expect to be born in June. We have already decided to name the child Matthew if a boy or Jane if a girl. June 28th, 1806. Belinda is dead. I will never forget her face, ash gray, contorted with pain. The child is healthy. Would that it had never come about and spared me this fresh hell. She said, I do, and then she did. Yup. May 24th, 1820, 14 years later. Matthew showed me the painting of the grounds he had created. I worry about the boy. Why can't he have healthier interests like soldiering? The painting was fair, I suppose, but I would rather my child be less of a weakling. June 28th, 1821. It is the anniversary of the night I unleashed a horror which I tonight shall remove from this world. May God forgive me. That's the last entry. The Secret Diary of Matthew Defoe. June 28th, 1814. Today's my 8th birthday. Nanny said I would soon be a big, strong man like my father. I wanted to see him today, but he wouldn't come out of his study at all. Nanny says he always gets cross on this day, but it's not because of me. August 5th, 1817, so he's 11 now. I found a new friend. He is behind the door in the kitchen, and he doesn't have a name. He likes me to sit and talk to him, but Father gets very angry when he finds me doing this. I asked Father who the boy behind the door was, but he told me there was no behind the door, and it was just a silly fantasy. May 24th, 1820. I showed Father the painting I just finished. He said it was quite good, which is the best thing he has ever said. While he was in the good mood, I asked if I could go and look behind the door in the kitchen. He pretended not to hear me. June 28th, 1821. My father has done a terrible thing. All this time he pretended there was no boy behind the door, and now this. There is blood all over the kitchen floor. I will do what I can. Then we can be a family together and be happy. That's where it ends, except for a little ink blot just underneath the text. I think I've read enough to have some idea of what's going on here. If there is a ghost in this place, there must be some connection to the disappearance of Sir Roderick and Matthew Defoe. Was Matthew schizophrenic or something? Did Sir Roderick kill him and disappear to avoid the law? It's odd that neither of their bodies were ever found. If I could find Matthew's body, perhaps I can get to the bottom of this. Maybe there's a book or something in the library that could help me. Okay. Now, a bunch of shit's coming up, so let me just take a quick peek. Bed. Okay, we'll touch base with it in a moment, but yeah, we gotta go to the library and grab those books I've been trying to grab this whole time. And we unlatched the deadbolt now, so now all the rooms are unlocked. Jim, you're in my way. Why not? I could certainly do with a laugh. That was a book on white magic. It's a book on white magic. Finding a person from their possession. Tie the possession in question to a stick and dip it in salt. Next, wave it over the place where the subject sleeps. When you hold it in front of you, the object should now indicate in which direction the owner lies. This is one of the puzzles a lot of people got stuck on. A lot of people just forget to take the wave the object over the bed step. I actually added that step as an afterthought in order to pad out the game a little bit. Lol. Okay, now I think we need something to tie the bear up with. So the bear is our possession. We're going to be dipping that in salt, but we need a cord, I do believe. Come on. There we go. Have we watched the TV yet today? I don't think we have. Yes, we must have. Yeah, Chesham was found dead today. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, we have to combine them first, I think. Little macabre, maybe, perhaps, but never mind. It's now got a noose. What? Don't we need to... No, shoot, hold on. Take the cord... Oh, and the twig. Right. We do need that twig after all. Pick up sticks. There we go. Now we can go back inside. Bathe it in salt. Back upstairs. Back upstairs. Back to this room. And wave the bear. I guess that'll do. It seems to be indicating downwards. Now we follow it. Just make sure of a few things. Okay. Why so salty, Mr. Bear? Ouch. Poor bear. He suffers for this. Okay, I'm not going to bother following the bear, but, you know, we know where it goes. Either it's not working properly or it's pointing straight downwards. I wonder. Knock, knock. Noise. Chains. They're quite firmly attached to the wall. Are these manacles? What the hell was this room used for? It's indicating to the southwest. I think it's like here-ish. It's indicating to the southeast, so like here-ish. It's indicating to the south, so a bit further down. It's indicating to the north. Oh, we went a little too far. Straight down. All right. Now we Just a second. Matthew Defoe, I presume. Did Sir Roderick keep him down here? No, he couldn't have. No, I'm sorry, I'm gonna alt-tab because I gotta pause it really quick.
Sorry. Go make your thing now. Be ready to grab it.
Yep. Sorry, Mum's making me a refill on my ice cap, which I appreciate. Lick the bear for sustenance, lol. Ah, the dungeon, pretty much. There have been mentions of it in one of the books I read, so hold on, I don't think that's Matthew's hands. A veritable charnel house. Yeah, really. There's another corpse down here. Looks like the body of a much older man. You know, I have a feeling this is Sir Roderick. Also, hey Ned. Judging by the ribs, he was killed by a large stabbing weapon. But by whom? By whom indeed, never by who. Trilby understands the importance of proper grammar, even while under stress. I originally wanted to have a flashback scene at some point showing the sticky ends of the Defoe family, but then realized that I couldn't be arsed. Smash! What was that? Sounded like it came from the other side of the house. Netreffer says I keep all my corpses in the basement. So blasé. I keep them in the walls instead, it's funner. They can talk to you at night. So, as opposed to a small stabbing weapon applied repeatedly to make up for minimal damage, indeed. Was that walking sound effects? Yes, spooky ghost walking. It does that sometimes. It is never wise to disturb the sleep of the dead. Philip would disagree. See, Trilby is not a grave robber. He's just a cat burglar. Someone entered that break, lol. Dance Dance Zombie Lucian. In a moment, I am going to disappear to run to the bathroom really quick and also grab what Mum is preparing for me. Also, the day is about to end. Should you have told the mannequin reading the news about the break-in? Probably. The idol smashed. Let's grab it. No, come on, it's fine. This really is a horrendously ugly little wooden idol. I have been told I should have made more of the wooden idol element of the story, it being the vessel for the welder's soul and everything. It is a larger role in 7 Days of Skeptic. Shh, don't worry about it. Some people even suggested I should have made out that the idol was already magic and was what brought the welder back as a wraith, but that should have been way too obvious. Hang on, what are those little stains? Day 4. Second we touch it. By cleverly not telling the player what happened yesterday that resulted in this scene, I make them as confused and disoriented as Trilby clearly is. Isn't that keen? And Simone whacks us in the back. Father, why? Oh God, my head. What the hell happened last night? Boom, Simone shot. I remember... Oh God, Philip. Did I kill Philip? I don't remember anything. Last thing I remember is putting my hand on that idol. I've got to warn the others. For this one small scene, I had to redo and re-import all of Trilby's walking, talking, and reaching sprites to show that his tie was missing. That's just how committed I am to perfection. Oh yeah, they took his tie. Okay, I will be right back, everyone. And we'll get out of this little shed where you are in. And I'm back. Welcome back to the AFK shed. Who will rob Philip if the grave robber is dead? Oh no! The graves will rob themselves. They fucking better not. It's locked. God knows where they found the key. They left us with the teddy and the white magic book for some reason. Not even the teddy with the stick on it, like literally just the teddy. I would like to leave now, please. Hello? Hello? Is anyone out there? Quiet. Simone? Is that you? Yes, I'm keeping guard. Why? Shut up! You killed Philip! Don't even try to deny it. I did? Don't play games with me. I'm keeping guard here until the police get into the grounds. Then I'm handing you over. Dialogue puzzles. They've long been a staple of adventure games, most notably as the final puzzle in Day of the Tentacle. I like them because they provide an alternative to the usual use this on this puzzle adventure games usually saturate in. If they have a flaw, it's in lack of realism, in that you can start the conversation anew and it goes on exactly the same as it did before. Simone? What do you want now? Where's Jim? Why do you want to know? So you can track him down and kill him? If you left him alone, he's already dead. Shut up! The real killer's still out there. He could be creeping up on you even as we speak. I said shut up! Yeah, okay. We won't go through all these. We really just need our tie. What have you done with my tie? It was Jim's idea. We took it off you so you wouldn't hang yourself. Why wouldn't you want me to hang myself if I'm such a cold-blooded killer? Jim still seems to think you might somehow be innocent. That boy really admired you, you know. Dude just fucking met me. I am filled with shame. I'm sure. Where? Oh, I already went down that road. He could be in terrible danger. I know. With the police, when the police tell the police have you handcuffed, we all are. Making a terrible mistake. Oh, am I? Why is that? Haven't you ever watched a horror movie? There's always someone who gets wrongfully accused of the killings, and whoever does the accusing is destined to be horribly murdered next. What the hell kind of fantasy world are you living in? You're the killer. That's a proven fact. There's no way of denying it. I want my tie, please. What makes you think I killed Philip anyway? Oh, well, let me see. First, Jim and I are attacked by some huge guy in a welding mask and apron with a machete, but manage to get away. Then we come into the kitchen and find a huge guy in a welding mask and apron, unconscious next to Philip's corpse. And when we took off the mask, lo and behold, it's you. Except I was conscious when you knocked me out. Look, you've got it all wrong. Oh, really? Well, then let's hear your version. I was possessed by the ghost. Oh, now that impresses me. Did you think of that all by yourself? It's the truth, I swear. Shut up. Just shut up. Just go and have a look in the basement. There's 2 corpses down there, Sir Roderick and Matthew Defoe. And take a look through those books I was carrying. There's a ghost here, I swear. Trilby, I am not going to let you drag me into your lunatic fantasy. Just keep your mouth shut. Alright, well, we'll try that again. Next thing I killed. That one seemed to... We'll try that dialogue path. Go touch the idol in the trophy room. You'll see that I don't want her to touch it. Possess me, just like it did when I killed AJ. What are you talking about now? The ghost. Oh. Trying to make me do things. Evil things. Shut up. It never leaves me alone. I can't sleep. Then I have the blackouts. I'll wake up with the blood all over me in an unfamiliar place. It's happened so many times now, I can't count them. Shut up! Kill AJ, kill Philip, kill everyone! It wouldn't leave me alone. I'm warning you. Oh god, okay. I still think I can get rid of the voice with your help. My help? If you just let me out of here, you can help me exorcise it. There's probably some stuff in the library about... No way! You really think I'm stupid? Kinda. There's no ghost, it's just you. You and your insanity. Sooner the police get here, the better. Okay, let's try that again. Let me think. I killed Philip. Possessed by the ghost. Killed AJ. Nedben says kill count a lot. It's talking to me right now. It's saying, kill the bitch! You can break the window. Kill the rotten bitch! Shut up! Keep away from me! No, okay, that one didn't work. Ned says, wonder how long it'll take for the police to get here. Exactly 2 more days. Oops. No, I'm not trying to go for the self-defense plea. Possessed. Killed AJ. Which leaves to us with, I'm delirious with guilt most of the time. I can see the face of every poor innocent I've killed every time I close my eyes. Most evenings I cry so hard I vomit several times. Sometimes I just want this nightmare to end. If death came right now, I'd welcome it. Oh, God. Simone, let me have my tie back. Your tie? Please. Oh, to hell with it. Have it, you psycho. Thanks. No. Tie. I'll just slip it on. And here's my emergency lockpick. See, this demonstrates the importance of forethought. Except you didn't have it in there before you left the car. There we go. Unlocked. Where's Simone got to now? Alright. Let me take a sip of my freshly acquired drink. We want to save, I guess. Ooh, yes, I can see why. Stairs and go all the way to the right. Open the door on the right. Okay. I know what we're doing. And before Simone got assassinated by the ghost, now you can't lick the bear for sustenance. Exactly. Unless maybe I can... Damn. It's Philip. Someone has run him through with a machete. The worst part of it is that someone was probably me. Got anything in his pockets? By the way, is the music too loud? Because it is pretty loud for me, so I can turn it down if you guys are having trouble hearing me over it. It's a portrait of a skeleton in a bloodstained safari suit. The plaque reads Sir Roderick Defoe. Also, before we're going upstairs, we're going to go stop by the TV. Ned can hear me alright? Alright. As with the in-game music, as long as it's not overpowering. Defoe Manor, the luxurious country home for a respectable aristocratic family, or the eerie home of a dark, ineffable secret. Why have so many people disappeared around the manor? What did happen to Sir Roderick Defoe and his teenage son? Is there some really kind of ghostly horror lurking in the basement? All this and more on The Haunting of Defoe Manor. Tonight at 9, only on BBC 2. Now. Cool. Is the idol still there while we're here? It's not. Looks like someone's been doing a little tidying up, he said. So someone's got the idol now, but who? Hey look, the figure's back. Hi, figure. And upstairs we go. And before we enter that room, we are just going to save our game. Cool. Let me double check something. Yeah, okay. No one in here either. Where the hell is everyone? Trilby! Simone, before you say anything, I know you didn't really kill Philip or AJ. You do? I figured you were lying to get me away from the shed. I saw him again. Who? The killer. The guy in the welding mask. I spotted him downstairs, but he didn't see me. And I can't find Jim anywhere. Simone, you have to listen to me. The ghost. Oh, shut up about your ghost. This isn't a ghost, it's a regular flesh and blood psycho. Speak of the devil. Do something! This is one of the few moments of the game where you're in any genuine danger of dying. A few people suggested I enhance the sensation of being pursued for my next game, so I did. I put some chase sequences in 7 Days of Skeptic, and they were heavily disliked. Clearly gamers are a fickle bunch of gits, pretty much. Oh my god! Jim? This scene is the reason why the welder's head behind the welding mask and the sprites is always shown in silhouette. For you see, it could be anyone back there. Day 5! Final day, baby! How is he? He's awake. He's fine. Doesn't remember anything, just like I didn't. Look, I only sort of half believe this possession thing right now. But in the absence of better suggestion, I guess I'm going along with it. Have you been going over those books I was carrying? Yeah, and some texts on the occult. Apparently, if we want to destroy this thing, we have to get the spirit back to his old body. And before Simone kills people, Ned predicting everything, that'll make it quasi-mortal. It'll still be dangerous, but not unkillable. Well, we have to find the body first. And to do that, we have to know who the ghost is. I've been thinking about this, and I have a fairly workable theory. Yes, I have a couple of ideas about it myself. Right, well, the ghost has something to do with the disappearances of Roderick and Matthew Defoe, right? The deaths and disappearances all started after that. Agreed. So, what do you think? Okay, do any of these matter? No. Okay. Well, I know what it is, so I'm just going to answer it. I think Sir Roderick had more than one son. Yes, because of what I read in Sir Roderick's diary. Oh, wrong voice. Read in Sir Roderick's diary. Exactly. He makes references to some monster he helped create, and he doesn't mean Matthew. And Matthew talks about another boy in the house, a boy behind the kitchen door. Those manacles indicate that someone was kept imprisoned in the basement. Where do you think this other son came from? I want to hear what you think first. I think Belinda Defoe gave birth to twins. I agree with that. I found Belinda's death certificate. She died about 20 minutes after Matthew was already out. I think it was her second son that did her in. Sir Roderick went practically insane with grief. blamed the poor kid for her death, kept him locked in the basement, refused to even acknowledge his existence. Can you imagine what that must have been like for the boy? Growing up in a filthy grotto, like some kind of animal, given no education, no love. That boy would be completely retarded and insane. He probably couldn't tell the difference between one person and another. Mentally handicapped. That's why he kills absolutely everyone who enters the house. Anyone attempting to draw comparisons between the welder and Jason Voorhees at this point will get a slap in the nuts. He thinks they're all Sir Roderick come to torment him some more. Oh, wrong voice. But what happened on that day 15 years ago, later, when Sir Roderick and Matthew disappeared? You found their corpses in the basement, so they were obviously murdered. The question is, how and why? Oh, I didn't mean to click that, but I guess I clicked the right one. Sir Roderick went mad. Remember in Sir Roderick's diary in the last entry, he talks about destroying the monster. He must have gotten really drunk, and it being the anniversary of Belinda's death didn't help. He went down to the basement and beat the poor kid to death. Half to death. Matthew found the body afterwards and tried to bandage him up. Matthew wasn't the sharpest tool in the box. His brother lived on for a bit longer. Long enough to get a mask and machete and to kill both his father and Matthew. Then he must have just died of his wounds. Jesus, and we're going to try and destroy his ghost? None of anything that happened to him is his own fault. What little mind he had is of no more. All he has now is hate. If we don't kill him, he'll kill us all. There's no reasoning with him. I suppose you're right. It's very sad, really. What will you do now? I'm going to find his body. Then I'm going to figure out how to bring his soul back to it and destroy him. Well, let me know if I can be of any help. I will. Good luck. Thanks. Really wish the dialogue wouldn't just autoplay, but is what it is. Ned said in before it wasn't a die-in pregnancy thing, but the baby assassinated her. Oh no. Alright. Talk to Jim. Head to the library. Get another book. Read it. Lounge. Okay. We've got some shenanigans to do. But first we are going to grab our good friend Jimothy. Mr. Trilby? Yes, Jim? Can I ask you a favor? Sure. I still have the mask and the nipron and the knife from last night. Could you take them and throw them away for me? I really don't like having them around. Sure. Yeah, we can use those. Thank you. No, thank you. Jim? Yes? What happened last night, exactly? Well, me and Miss Taylor were in the living room. Then this big man entered in a mask and tried to kill us with a big knife. We were able to get away, but then we heard Mr. Hardy screaming. Miss Taylor told me to wait here. A bit later, she came back and told me that it was you in the mask. I didn't really believe that. She went off to keep guard or something. Then I went to the trophy room and found this wooden doll thing on the floor. Next thing I remember, I was in the bathroom and my head really hurt. Did I really try to kill you? No, but something did, through you. I don't like this place anymore, Mr. Trilby. You and me both. How are you feeling? My head still hurts a bit, and I feel a bit woozy. Apart from that, I'm fine. See you later. Okay. Alright, we got all of our useless inventory back. That's wonderful. BRB assassinating a dead person. Lol. Okay, now, I think we need a book from the library, it said. There must be something about summoning angry spirits in here. Yup. The arts of black magic and necromancy, summoning angry spirits to their bodies. Murderous wraiths are nigh indestructible when they can hop from body to body, but tying them down to their old bodies returns them to partial mortality, a state in which they can be destroyed. Simply enough, place the spirit's original body in a place of fire and death. Return it its old clothes, then read aloud the following passage, omitting nothing. I prefer the theory that John was more feral than mentally disabled. Agreed. There's just a load of magic gobbledygook here. When I want to read it, I should use this book on myself. Warning, the summoning of a wraith will often bring forth other unquiet spirits who will haunt those who hold their possessions. Good to know. Alright, we've got the book. Read it. To the lounge. Okay. To the lounge! Oh yeah, and we need to watch the TV for today, too. Hi, Shimon. I'm taking the scissors that I somehow didn't notice were there before. I'm just gonna walk around the long way first, don't mind me. Budget. We can now go to Peter Daltrey reporting from the gates of Defoe Manor. Over the last couple of hours, a large number of police cars have gathered around the mansion grounds. I'm not exactly sure what the official position is. I have heard references to a hiker hearing suspicious noises coming from the mansion over the last couple of nights. What's happening there now, Peter? Well, since I arrived here, there have been 3 attempts to break down the front door, all unsuccessful. I understand the authorities are still waiting to hear word from Michael Chesham's office about getting hold of the key. Defoe Manor is of course reported to be the last known location of missing newsreader Simone Taylor. I'm afraid, if you put together all the loan words that appear at the end of each news bulletin, just before the static descends, you get Minister reports disappeared, now afraid. That wasn't intended to mean anything. I just mentioned it in case you thought it was. What a troll. Okay, I don't think we need to be in here just yet, but we're going to use the scissors on the apron. Thin strip off the apron. I don't know why. And before they give up with the oddly indestructible door and just use a ladder, yeah, smash the windows, guys. Get a wrecking ball. Okay, use the strip on your mask, then on the machete. Go to the kitchen, dip the mask in the salt. Okay, more detailed chip. Strip on the mask. And then on the machete. Oh, and we're doing the same thing we did before with the teddy bear, I think. The mask is tied to the machete with leather. Okay, back to the kitchen. I wonder where the idol is right now. No one seems to have it. Oh hey, and the painting is missing now, completely. It's a blank canvas. Good thing this large bag of salt was here, otherwise this game would have been fucked. Everyone would be dead. Instead of just most of them. Hey, now we can lick the bloody mask and knife for sustenance. Came in like a wrecking Ghostbuster. Okay, we've got the mask. Follow the directions. Okay. Moving on. I will say this game took a little bit longer to get through than I thought. Mostly because of all the reading I had to do. We might struggle to get through all 4 games today, but I would obviously like to try and do that if possible. We've got a fair bit of time, and we'll probably end up going a little bit late. Either it's not working properly or it's pointing straight downwards. Indeed, but it should be pointing us over here. I do believe. Right? Oh, no. I skipped a step and that's my B. That's my B, yo! Oh, use the mask on the chains, then look at the mask. Might help if I read. Just walks on the bones. I guess this must be where he slept if he was chained to these all the time. Oh, yeah. We need to do the sleeping place. That's right. Now we go upstairs to the bathroom. Southwest. South. I think it's below the sink, I want to say. It's indicating to the east. Oh, right, beneath the sink. That's a toilet, not a sink. Indicating to the south. Straight down, baby. Can't get them out with my bare hands. Oh, yeah, now we need the knife back, I do believe. Salt lick. How much food is even in this house? Are they just gonna eat the corpses? That was actually addressed earlier as part of the dev commentary. Yahtzee said that he honestly could not be asked to make food, and he realized the plot hole only later on. So, everyone ate all the food in the house right before Trilby got here. Wait, these bones are pretty oddly shaped. I think the kid must have been born deformed. I know, how the hell did the welder kill his family in the basement and drag himself up 2 flights of stairs before dropping dead? This is an example of choosing gameplay over story structure. It was simply the case that the bathroom is furthest away from the kitchen, making the second hunt the corpse sequence more of a challenge. Yeah, everyone ate all the food in the house right before Trilby got there, and Trilby himself was too polite to complain. You're coming with me. Trilby is characterized as being fiercely logical, so he's not at all squeamish. He also apparently has deep pockets. Yeah, he just shoves a whole corpse in there. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'll double check where we need to go when we get downstairs. Okay, pick up the body and go to the trophy room. Right. Okay. We're almost done the first game here. We're right at the finale climax. And we're going to go set up. Going to put the corpse out in front of the fire. I guess this would count as a room of fire and death. Yeah, a little bit. Put the mask... No, not the book. Somehow, I don't think I've improved his looks. Oh, all 3 got used. Okay. Simone, Trilby, could you meet me in the trophy room? Do you have a plan? Yes, I've got a plan. Okay then. Jim, could you go down to the trophy room? Why? I have a plan. Well, okay. Alright, here we go. Oh, sorry about the stuttering. Trophy room. Okay. Just making sure I know what we have to do. I used to have the soundtrack of 5 days, 7 days, and notes on my iPad as a kid. Didn't like 6 days as a kid. Honestly, I still have, I think most of the soundtrack on my stuff as well. I deleted some of them that weren't super interesting, but some of the songs are really nice. I think Trilby's Notes had the best soundtrack. I think that's the one I kept the most from. Alright, Jim gets a teddy bear for some reason. Could you hold on to this for me, Jim? Whatever you say. And Simone gets the fucking gun. Could you hold on to this for me, Simone? Is this part of the plan? Or do you just get a kick out of seeing women with big guns? Please, Simone. Oh, alright. I do get a kick out of seeing women with big guns, though. Is that the idol, the broken bell jar, or just its base? It's the broken bell jar and the base, no idol. The idol is missing, unfortunately. Jim can't carry the gun, indeed. Here goes nothing. In this hall of death, and by the light of Prometheus's gift, I call thee. I bring thee gifts that may attempt thee back. I bring thee thy helm that thou would be masked. I bring thee thy armor that thou would be clothed. I bring thee thy sword that thou would be armed. Thou. Come! HC says, get that bitch a cannon, bitches love cannons? Hell yeah. Nem says, just wait, Ned. I should probably have made Trilby draw a magic circle or something. As it stands, the resurrection ritual seems so easy, it makes me wonder why zombies aren't being risen left and right. Jesus Christ! What now? Trilby, what? You! I knew you were evil from the moment you came into this world, demon child. May God forgive me for having a part in your creation. Why did you kill me, brother? I helped you when you were injured. I bandaged you when our father made his mistake. No mistake, young one. Now do you see why I tried to keep you away from this creature? It has no understanding of human ways. You're wrong, father. If you'd have given him a chance to be normal. Cease your prattling, Matthew. It's time to put an end to the horror I unleash. What are you doing, father? Father, no! Father! Father! God, I hate this next animation. Oh, no. Okay, fair enough. He was supposed to recoil from a gunshot, then collapse into the fire. It looks more like he's just suddenly forgotten how to float and collapsed in a heat. And the gunshot was pretty weak, too, for a gun like that. I think now would be a good time to take our leave. Blimey, that fire spread fast. I've never been very happy with the fire effects on this screen. It looks more like the house has been taken over by space jelly. Taylor, over here! What the hell's been going on in there? We've been trying to get in there for hours, then suddenly the place catches fire, the doors burst open, and you two... Us two? Well, where's Trilby? I thought he was right behind us. Allow me to just jump in at this point and confirm that yes, this police car is just Trilby's car recolored. I don't often draw cars well, and I didn't want to risk it a second time. You're saying there's someone else in there? Trilby! Wait a second. Trilby the cat burglar? Yes. Get someone in there. He could be in trouble. Maybe the ghost got him. Ghost? I think we'd better get you two down to the station. But Trilby, the fire brigade will find him if he's there. In the meantime, if you'd like to step this way... Death, of course, comes to us all. It came to Sir Roderick Defoe and his youngest son in the shape of each other. Was destroying the ghost the right thing to do? It was acting like any other dumb animal. Oh well. I guess he and his family will have plenty of time to discuss it, wherever they are. As for me, well, I have no complaints. I have lived a life many would consider out of the ordinary, and I have only one regret. Leaving Simone and Jim to explain it all to the police. It was hardly a gentlemanly conduct for a gentleman thief. But I'm sure they'd understand that rushing out into a field full of police officers wouldn't have been a good idea. Yeah, Trilby out. It's going to be a long walk home. And I have some important matters to attend to. I have to track down my fence, for one thing. Then I have to punch him very hard in the face. A player asked me once if Trilby was dead or alive in this sequence because they weren't sure. Well, although I deliberately wanted you to think he was dead at first, I made one of my trademark defiance of expectations. Yes, the Tropster lives on. I apologize if the confusion caused undue stress. Falcon Punch! And that, everyone, is 5 Days a Stranger, the first game of the Chzo Mythos. I hate having to come up with a credit sequence when I'm the only person who worked on the game. Somehow, I think a credit sequence is a sacred moment when the player sits back and congratulates themselves on a job well done. But all I can do is list maybe 2 or 3 names and resort to a black screen for ages. Thanks for playing the special edition of 5 Days a Stranger. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. And that's 5 days. So, I'm going to quickly start and stop the stream, just for archive viewers to have an easier time with later, and also so that I can quickly change the stream game being played. Error reloading, am I missing anything? Not yet, but I am about to just start, and in the stream, we will be back probably in about 30 seconds, so don't go anywhere.